You were sitting there in a ridiculous outfit and a ridiculous amount of jewelry and smiling for the cameras and then trying to hone in on some sort of acting to try to pretend to be sad. But honestly, she was thinking about that vacation that they took right after this because life is hard for them. Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Ooh, I'm glad you're here today. I don't normally start my videos like that, but I wanted to give you a preview of what's in store because I'm about to unleash. Guys, I have a really juicy one for you today. You picked a good day to join in and honk right along with me. Honk, honk, everybody. I would like to introduce you to Quentin. Who's Quentin? He's a new member of our Drunk Goose Club. Why? Because he wrote the best article really calling out Harold and fraud, and I'm going to break it down. We're going to talk about what all is wrong with them, what awful things they're up to. I'm feisty, I'm caffeinated, and I'm ready to take care. I'm ready to take down a couple of twats. How about that? Let's go. Florid, banal, psychobabble, reeking of opportunism. Harry and Meghan are writing other people's grief like trams. I love this guy. This is just the beginning. Let's get into this. So if you're new here, you know that I don't say their titles, so let's get around that. Here we go. Veteran Those Two watchers were yesterday in their power showers trying to scrub clean after the latest hosing of treacle from Meghan and Harry. Do you see what I mean? I love this guy. The couple had issued another of their press statements, this time about child safety on the internet. Seriously, side note, I could go on for hours about this. I put up a video Friday about this very thing, how ridiculous that whole idea is when I'm calling it, they lead that sugar squad, which are the most vile creatures on the internet. See my interview with Sidley twins for details there. All right, let's keep going. Such announcements have become a regular part of those two's modus operandi, linking them to a topical issue on which they can parade their empathy. Again, I love this guy. That's exactly what we've all been saying. No actual solutions to anything, no actual helping anybody, just latching on to these social issues to try to get their name out there, to try to look like they're doing stuff. Their statement, not for the first time, was peppered with American emotionalism, tear-stained platitude, mixed with certain self-serving preachiness. Do you mean written by Meghan? Yeah, I think so too. Florid, banal, breathy, reeking of opportunism, all could be used to describe Meghan and Harry. It's an art form the exiled royals are fast making their own. Commenting on a U.S. Senate hearing into dreadful instances of internet awful things, the duo applauded the, quote, bravery and determination, one noun alone will never do, of parents whose children have suffered. As they clawed their way into the circle of virtue, and again, I'm still stuck on this too. Think about, this has been going on since they left, but they're dragging out this thing from last year where she was, in the horrible cream inappropriate suit and still writing their own coattails with this. It's just, knowing, okay, breathe, Jen, breathe. This is what they do. And knowing them as we do, I wouldn't expect anything different, but now knowing how serious the allegations are with things like the parks and the repeated targeting of Catherine, Princess of Wales, and just all the awfulness that they're up to, this is what they're latching onto. This, I cannot scream enough the irony, because she leads this, and I am saying she, it's both of them, but they seem to be harder into Meghan, but she leads this group, these sugars, and I'm so passionate about this right now because, again, the Sidley twins, I talked to them and they gave instances of people going after their religion. Just absolutely disgusting, awful images sent to them because somebody dug through, I believe it was Stephanie's personal Instagram account and saw a menorah in the background. I'm disgusted. I am continuing to talk about this because we can't let this go. They can put out all these stupid ass press releases they want. They can hook hook on to these causes all they want, but I'm not going to stop calling out all of their awfulness and all the BS that goes along with it. Let's keep going. As they clawed their way into the circle of virtue, out of the way, people, this is about us. Those two boasted that, quote, over the past few years, we've spent time with many of these families, listening to their heartache, their hopes for the urgent change that is needed. What are they talking about? They are so full of shit. They don't do anything but, again, try to use other people who have been through real tragedies to try to get their names in the press. Ugh. This was an issue that transcends division and party lines. They also disclosed that one father had told them, quote, if love could have saved them, all of our children would still be here. Journalistic skepticism may seem harsh given the sensitivity of the issue at hand. Yet when an issue is this delicate, would it not be seemly for minor royals to keep their self-promotional psychobabble to themselves? This is not the first time those two, no, I will read it. This is not the first time that Prince Harry and his actress wife have contributed their unremarkable thoughts on a raw area of public debate. I'm sorry, can we focus on this Prince Harry and his actress wife? I love that. All right. If they did so spontaneously after, for example, having a microphone thrust into their faces at some public event, it might feel all right. But those two come out with sentimental saws on the level of low-grade greetings cards, and they do so placing them under the news section of their personal website. Sorry, but this is pure PR puffery. Turn pain into purpose, said Harry at World Mental Health Day in New York last October. As it happens, he was talking about how those who suffer misfortune can sometimes become stronger as a result. Days are long, but years are short, added his consort at the same event. I love this guy. It's the sort of inscrutable gibberish Guru Master Po used to say to Grasshopper in the 1970s TV show Kung Fu. Or take this corker. Ooh, corker, I like that. I'm confident, said Meghan, again on mental health, that with more ears and awareness and visibility of what is really happening, we can make some significant change together. More ears? Are two not enough for anyone? Oh my God, can we read that again? I'm gonna. Ready? More ears and awareness and visibility of what's really happening. What's really happening, Meghan? I'd love for you to tell us, because I don't think you know. I don't think you know anything. I think you were sitting there in a ridiculous outfit and a ridiculous amount of jewelry and smiling for the cameras and then trying to hone in on some sort of acting to try to pretend to be sad. But honestly, she was thinking about that vacation that they took right after this, because life is hard for them. As part of her payback to Netflix, from which she and her husband received millions of dollars, that one, in her wedding speech, she spoke of the everlasting knowing that above all, love wins. If you said that at the most English country weddings, there would be a ripple of mirth and teasing forest of fingers down throats. Oh, I love English people. Heaven knows what Harry's old muckers must have made of his bride's claim. Probably too distracted by the awful dress and the idea that she pushed that guy's hand away when he was helping her out of the car. So there's that. But Meghan seems impervious to British taste. She is immune to the most diabetic high levels of rhetorical saccharin. Again, we have the sugars, right? Along with the unfortunate droopy-tailed Harry, the Duchess is a devotee of California psychobabble and the anxieties being worn as social and political badges. Side note, I have lovely people here in the comment section from California, so I won't put that on all of you, but I get what the guy's saying. Look at me. These say, I'm sensitive. I'm not viciously ambitious, multimillionaire West Coast actress cynically adopting positions for career purposes. I'm a genuinely humble, vulnerable, touchy-feely soul. And if you suggest otherwise, my attorneys will bust your ass. See why I love this guy? Exactly this. If British politicians issued the sort of emetic press releases that Harry and Meghan do, they would be swiftly denounced for gross misjudgment and for trying to surf on other people's misery. Again, you may think this is a harsh comment. No, I don't. I think you're my new best friend. Now, you might say, but Harry and Meghan are not politicians. Au contraire, mon frere. I'm afraid I would disagree with you. They're behaving in an intensely political manner, beating their breasts for public consumption. Note, too, the repeated calls for change, these smack of political campaigning. Also note exactly this. It's the empty words. It's just saying the things with no actual solutions to anything or no follow-up, as we've seen, or nothing of substance. Those two might think their press releases are powerful and poetic. To British tastes, they will possibly more likely look manipulative and opportunistic. Hey, I'm American. I can say that too. I think a lot of us are American here in the comments. We feel the same way. Manipulative and opportunistic. Those are great names for those two, by the way. Nearly as literary ventures, they're cloyingly mawkish, viscous in their sentimentality. Whoever writes them, Meghan, has the prose style of a schoolgirl diatrist. It's sad that the prince has lost sight of the British virtue of understatement. When it comes to expressions of sympathy, less is always more. Instead, we are subjected to this mush and gush. On planet Sussex, light is always being shined, be it empowerment or inequality. Trite stylistic doubles are deployed. Writing in Elle magazine, Meghan said that women should focus less on glass slippers and more on pushing through glass ceilings. And then there is the ripple of hope can turn into a wave of change. I just went through this in a video. I can't remember which day it comes up. But yeah, I just talked through exactly that. A phrase the couple pinched off the late Robert Kennedy and used at some humanitarian awards in 2022. There's much focusing on well-being and relating to shared experiences and challenges and discovering of opportunities for growth. Mentoring is a must-have, both for mentors and, dreadful word, mentees. And hearts are invariably heavy. Other people's disaster and grief are ridden like trams. I love this guy so much. These two are the worst. They have no work ethic, no skills. They bring nothing to the table. They latch on to other people's grief, especially if it's around, a hot button topic or a big issue. And yeah, they just write it for their own, attempt at success. They're not actually finding success. I'm just so happy that so many are, continuing to see through them, and so many are catching on. I'm thrilled about that. I'm glad that people are finally waking up. Again, not you guys. I know you guys already knew. Just so glad that people are seeing it now and can actually see the vapid, the lack of depth, the things that they say that don't actually mean anything or do anything. And I love that this guy called them out for their greeting card style rhetoric. Anyway, guys, I love this article. I'm thrilled to bring it to you all. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I can't wait to read your comments on this one. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on all of it. Thank you, as always, for being here. I appreciate you all so much. Listen, if you want to further support the show, there are several ways to do it. We do have the merch. Recollections may vary. Seems like it just keeps fitting more and more for every situation they're in. Make it make sense. Again, that fits as well. And not bloody likely. I love Princess Anne. Also, we have Patreon. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. A big thank you to everybody who's joined over there. I appreciate you all so much. Definitely check that out if that's something you're interested in. Now, don't worry. I do get comments. I get it. We're all broke right now. If it's not your thing, don't worry. It's okay. I still am going to continue to put up as much free content over here as I can, but I do bonus stuff over there. So check that out if that's something you're interested in. As always, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for supporting. You mean the whole wide world to me. Honk, honk. I'm going to go marry this guy. Don't tell Jay. Take care. Have the best day. Bye-bye.